one of the important stakeholder in the Indian automotive industry when it comes to testing and validation. We see a sudden spurt in recalls in product. What has been going wrong when it comes to automotive industry that has been, pushing such kind of recalls in India and abroad?
I think recall primarily happens when any automotive manufacturer recognizes that something has probably not gone right. It's not necessary that 100% of the products which are getting recalled, getting refixed, are defective. But then manufacturers want to make sure that even if there's a small percentage of defective process or a part in the product, which can have a big risk to the customers, drivers, then they tend to fix it. In earlier days, people will do it silently, but now I think with the recall policy coming in place and the volunteer policy which OEMs are following, this is more widely known to people. It comes to the news.
We see that there in commercial vehicle, ABS has been made mandatory. But if we see in commercial vehicle segment, trucks, buses, other safety measures like lights and all are not proper. Do you think the government should take some measures in that direction as well?
See, what you're talking about, the lights and other stuff, I mean, these are mandatory stuff. So on a new vehicle, there is no question of these lights and things not being proper. These are all as per the regulated aspect of CMVR. But what you are referring to is in-use vehicles. So that there I agree with you that maybe the inspection and maintenance regime need to be strengthened, in which there should be a proper periodical inspection. Even though there is already a requirement of annual fitness testing of vehicles, but I think that regime needs to be reinforced, and the government of India is already trying to set up a very strong I&M regime, and Ministry of Road Transport has already awarded 10 such pilot projects to be set up in different states. Out of these 10, 4 are being done by ICAT under our supervision, and 10 more are in offing. Plus, I think more projects under PPP model. States are willing, and we are talking to many states, Himachal, Punjab, Chhattisgarh, and others who are interested to set up such projects. So such facilities will help in establishing a strong I&M regime in the country which can address this issue.
Recently, NGT has also said that the current pollution check module is not right and it should be abolished and new things should come in place. How do you see this? Where it is going wrong and why NGT has taken such a statement?
I think NGT is talking about in-use vehicles again. Yeah. So they're trying to phase out more than 10 years old diesel vehicles and more than 15 years old gasoline vehicles. So I think again it's an issue which arises out of poor I&M regime. So they are trying to preempt the possibility of aged vehicles polluting the environment to a great extent. So I don't have any special comment on this 10 years and 15 years regime, but maybe it's just a question, if the judiciary feels that this is a necessity to clean up the environment, then it definitely will spur more demand of new vehicles. So it's going to be good for the automotive industry in a way, and also to some extent I can say maybe it can control the pollution.
The transport minister recently said that the government will come up with a mechanism to pay around 1,50,000 rupees up to this much for ending the life of vehicle, this kind of incentive. But where will these kind of cost will come? Will it be directly from government or the scrapyard owners where the people will take their vehicles to scrap? Who will bear these costs and how it is going to happen?
Well, I have no clue from where the funding will come from. I can only guess. Like if you phase out such vehicles and you create a demand for new vehicles, so definitely somewhere the government collects the tax on the sales of new vehicles, excise duty, sale tax, VAT, whatever. So maybe a portion of that could be utilized for funding, and as you said, maybe some value out of the discarded vehicle, which is broken down. Something may come from there, or maybe government could be thinking of subsidizing something.
ICAT was planning to bring a facility for crash test at Manesar. How is that taking off? Has it been already operational?
No, it's not operational yet because there was a big issue on one of the major contracts involved with this facility, which has now been resolved. And we are very hopeful that by February, March 2016, this facility will be up and running.
So what kind of test you will be conducting there? It will be frontal crash test or all over? And what will be the speed limit that you will be testing at?
We can conduct all kinds of international crash tests, including offset, full frontal, side, rear, and including some of the slat tests, rollover. So all such tests and all the speeds can be catered to. The facility is capable of testing up to an excess of 80 kilometers an hour, which is not regulatory speed. It's beyond that.
So currently India has a regulatory speed of 48 kilometers per hour. Is there a plan that is going to be changed for frontal crash, the speed limit?
No, that speed comes from the European test speed, so it will be 56 and 48 respectively for offset and full frontal.
Okay.
Same as Europe.
Same as Europe. Coming down to much talked about subject of pollution, emission and all, what are the steps that your institution is taking up so that the manufacturing takes place in such a way that we do not have that kind of pollution on the road?
See, this pollution subject is a regulatory matter and by and large driven by the regulation. So currently, as you know, in our country we have a BS4 in major cities and in rest of the country BS3, and the entire country is going to BS4 in 2017, and in 2019 we are talking about introduction of BS5. So we are gearing up our facilities to test up to BS5 and BS6 also. So we will support the industry in the testing requirements for the future regulation, as well as ICAT has set up a new center of excellence under powertrain, in which we are now talking to industry. We have set up the infrastructure, we have brought in the right team of people with the requisite experience to help support the industry to develop BS5 norms. So we are ready to take up projects and convert the existing powertrains to higher level of emission. We are ready to give the full consultancy on this, full validation testing services.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Wish you all the very best for your future products. Thank you.